Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, I am Muhammad Abdullah Murad Chaudhry, Senior Lecturer, Department of Agriculture Studies, Milestone College, Uttara, Dhaka. Let's go for today's online lecture.
Chapter 4 Techniques of Crop Production, and today's discussion topic is cultivation of rice, which is section 1. From today's lecture we are able to understand the total cultivation techniques of rice. Then after complete the lecture, I will discuss a little bit about the MCQ and CQ both questions, as well as continuing the lecture. In between this, I will discuss the MCQ and CQ point as well. So first of all, we need to know the varieties of rice. There will be different varieties of rice in our country. The varieties will be local varieties, then local improved varieties, and high yielding varieties. So what is local varieties? Here is the some name of the local varieties, which is Tepi, Girvi, Dudshar, Lotishal, and local improvement varieties is Kotoktara, Kalijira, Hashikolmi, Nigershire, Lotishal, Binashal. All of this is important for your MCQ and CQ as well. And here you see the last point is high yielding varieties, which is HYV. This is the high yielding varieties in our country. Many high yielding varieties of rice are cultivated in Bangladesh. About 78 HYV rice varieties developed by Bangladesh Rice Research Institute, and there will be some characteristics of HYV rice, which is plants are stout and leaves are erect, plants remain green although the rice grains of panicles become ripened, plants are short and cannot be large, production or rice grain is higher than that of straw, insect and disease infestation lower, definitely the production will be higher. You can get these points characteristics in your textbook page number 107. This point is very important for your creative questions for 2 marks. Like sometimes you can get the questions explain the characteristics of high yielding varieties. Next point is rice season. In our country there will be 3 type of rice season, which is first one is Aush varieties, second is Amon varieties, and third one is Boro varieties. That means 3 season: Aush, Amon, and Boro. The rice which one is cultivated in Aush varieties, that is named Aush season, that is named Aush varieties. The rice which cultivated in Amon season, that is called Amon varieties. And same thing, the rice which is cultivated in Boro season, which is called Boro varieties. Some example of Aush, Amon, Boro rice you can get from page number your textbook page number 108. Some Amon varieties name is BR20 Nizami, BR21 Niyamat, and Amon varieties name is BR5 Dulabhog, BR11 Mukta, etc. And last of all, Boro varieties is BR18 Shahjalal, then Viridhan 50 Banglamoti. This all varieties name is important for your MCQ and CQ. Sometimes you can get questions like explain the rice season for 2 marks, and even you can get MCQ from this topic. So you have to memorize properly, and you can get this topic on your textbook page number 108. Next point is seed selection. Here you see this is your text copy cutting. You can get 108 number page. What type of seed you should select? You should select a clean, healthy, and field seed which have minimum 80% germination capacity. And how you realize or collect this type of seed? You take 1 liter clean water and mixed with urea salt solution and urea fertilizer mixed with the 10 liter water, and the urea would be 375 gram, and soak about 10 kg seed immersed in the solution and is stirred by hand, and consequently filled seeds are deposited on the bottom, and the unfilled light seeds are being floated on the water. That means take 10-liter water and mix 375 gram urea fertilizer and salt solution, and then 10 kg seed immersed inside that water. If the seed floating on the top, that will be no good seed, which is floating go underneath the water, that will be the good seed. How that is this is the process of selecting seed. Next point is seed treatment and seed sprouting. This is very, very important. First one is seed treatment and seed sprouting. For seed treatment, we have to use carboxyl 70.5%, then mixed with 3 grams 17.5% for 1 kg rice seed, because we know we use seed preserved seed one season and use in the next season. That is why before we use this one, we have to treat the seed. And sprouting, for sprouting seeds, 2-3 layers of straw are made on the bamboo basket or drum. Then seed bags are kept on the straw layer. So thereafter these seed bags are covered with 2 to 3 layers of straw or arrowhead leaves. Then these are kept under pressure with a heavy material. Seeds are sprouted within 48 hours or 2 days in Amun season, and in Boro season is 3 days or 72 hours. So before you sowing the seed, we have to be sprout the seed, otherwise it will take long time for growing or germinate the seed. This is very, very important for your CQ. Next one is seed bed. This one is very important for rice cultivation, because we know that for rice cultivation, seed bed is the mandatory for all type of rice cultivation. There will be the 5 types of seed bed in our country, which is dry seed bed, wet seed bed, dapok seed bed, and floating seed bed. Dapok seed bed and floating seed bed, and these seed beds for flood prone area, and dry seed bed and wet seed bed is the normal area where there will be not enough water or no flooded condition water. There we can use this 2 type of seed bed. So this is the layout of an ideal seed bed. You see here the distance between the seed bed and the bank is 25 centimeter. That means you have to make it 25 centimeter is space here, which is used as a canal. In between 2 seed beds, need to space is 50 centimeter, and long will be 10 centimeter, and one seed will be 150 meter. This is the ideal seed bed, but not need to mandatory to follow this seed bed in every places. Even in our country, not farmer following this type of measurement, but this is the ideal layout of rice seed bed. In your exam, if they ask for you draw a ideal seed bed, then you have to draw this ideal seed bed, which is for 1 decimal land. The main difference of the dry seed bed and wet seed bed is this one is dry, and wet seed beds, the soil is wet, that means muddy and puddling in the field. You can get this picture on your textbook 109, and the description will be there. So memorize this one. This one is very, very important. Next one is land preparation. The land should be made muddy and level by 4 to 5 plowings, followed by harrowing. In that case, the surroundings of the land should be cut with a spade. Next one is fertilizer application. This is very, very important. Here you see the doses of the fertilizer application and the quantity, and definitely remember that this quantity for 1 decimal land. Compost fertilizer, you need 20 kg per decimal land. Urea 360 to 840 gram per land. Then TSP triple super phosphate need 300 to 500 gram per decimal muriate of potash needed 160 to 280 gram per or decimal, gypsum 240 to 280 gram per land, and zinc 40 gram per decimal. So for higher yield in the land must be fertilized, so that is why high yielding varieties uptake higher amount of nutrient from the soil, but urea, cow dung or compost manure should be incorporated with the soil during the land preparation. Except urea, all the fertilizer, chemical fertilizer such as TSP, MOP, gypsum, zinc should be applied before final plowing and should be incorporated with soil during final land preparation. So you have to remember this one. That means you TSP, MP, gypsum, zinc all have to mix with the final land preparation, but urea have to be split down in different three equal splits, that means installment. First installment should be applied after 15 to 20 days of transplanting, second installment after 30 to 35 days of transplanting, that means after growing 4.5 tillers, and the last installment after 45 to 50 days of transplanting, that means 5 to 7 days before boating stage. So this is the general rules of fertilizer application. Transplanting of seedlings, and then cultural operation, which is irrigation, weed control, insect control, and disease control. Transplanting seedlings means after from the seed bed, about if the seed is 25 to 45 days, then labeled and plain land depending on the variety and season, and should be row to row distance is 25 centimeter, and hill to hill distance is 15 centimeter, and per hill about 2 to 3 seedlings should be transplanted. In irrigation system, should be applied by flood method if the land is level, but if the land is not level, land is sloping, if the land is sloping, border stripe, irrigation method should be adapted for irrigation. So Bodo rice is fully dependent on irrigation. We have to measure the taken for supplying irrigation on the land. Then weed control, at least 3 times weed control is necessary in the rice field, such as in between within 10 to 15 days of seedling transplanting, then after within 14 days of first weeding, and before booting stage. Always have to remember that weed is one kind of plant, so if the weed stay in the rice field, that will compete with the rice plant, so immediately we have to remove that one from the field. Now insect control, there are many insects that infest rice field. The yield of the rice is reduced considerably due to the infestation of this type of insects. For example, stem borer, rice hispa, brown planthopper, rice bug, gallfly, rice ear cutting, caterpillar, etc. So this is the picture you see, stem borer moth, rice hispa, rice bug. You have to memorize this one. You can get this topic on your page now, textbook page number 113, and the description as well, because this is very very important for your MCQ and CQ. You have to memorize the figure of the individual insects. For example, stem borer moth. What is the symptom of this type of moth? This one damage middle twig and panicle of rice plant, then infest at tillering stages, middle twig become white. If infest at flowering stage, white unfilled grains found in the panicle, which is you can know as a local language is called cheetah, then infest more or less in all season. Rice hispa, a caterpillar of rice hispa bores and eats the brown portion inside the levels. Adult insects eat the green portion, and leaves consequently become the white portion. So you have to memorize all these one, the name first and the nature of the infestation, because this is very very important for your CQ as well. And sometimes you can get MCQ like which insects damage middle twig and panicle of rice plant. Then you have to write it down, stem borer moth. So this is very very important. If the insect is attacked, you have to apply some insecticide. This is the name of some insecticide and the insect names. If rice bug, rice spy, stem borer moth, gall fly, mealybug, leaf roller, leaf hopper attack, that time you have to apply chloropyrifos 50 or malathion 57 or phenitrathion or diazinon 60. You can buy this type of insecticide in the market as well. This is available in the market. Brown plant for you need diazon 14, carbofuran 3G per 10G, and for cutting caterpillar vapona 100. This is the chemical name of the insecticide. It will available in the market. Next one is disease control. Disease is the another most harmful all activities or in for rice cultivation. You see there is some important disease which is called blast disease, and the causes is fungus. So if you see the figure of the disease, you see there is oval spots appear on the leaf, and surrounding of the spots you see become deep brown, and the center becomes also ash color, you see. And when many spots are mixed, then leaves become dry. So have a look the picture as well. This will important for your CQ as well. And the control measures of these insects is diseases. You can use disease free seed, then apply potash fertilizer, definitely top dressing, then sowing seed have to be treated before you planting, then holding water in the land, then applying manure in the land, and transplanting disease resistant rice varieties such as BR3, BR14, BR15, BR16, BR24, Breathe 28. If we cultivate this type of variety, that will control the blast disease. Next disease is Tungu disease. This is another harmful and major disease of rice plant. The causes is virus, and if that disease appear, then Tungu disease may appear within 1 month of transplanting seedlings. After infestation, at first leaves colors become light green. You see here is the light green color leaf, and then thereafter gradually becomes yellowish, and after that you see lots of yellowish plant leaf you can see, and pulling the plants easily be uprooted. At first this disease there will be no tiller, and at first this disease is found in 1 or 2 hills. Thereafter it is spread to the surrounding bunch gradually. That means first is appears in the a small place, and later on it will cover all the field. And control measures should be leaf hoppers disease. This disease spread this disease. You see this is the insects of name is leaf hopper, and when you find any type of these insects in the field, straight away kill that one. Cultivation of disease resistant varieties like Chandina, Dulabog, Barishal, Gaji, etc. And kill the green leaf hopper by manually or light trap, using light trap for removing this green leaf hopper or killing this green leaf hopper, then uprooting diseased plants and inserting them in the soil, spraying malathion 50 EC. And then crop harvesting, threshing and preservation. The crop will have to cut whenever the rice grains become ripened in the panicle. If the crop is harvested at over maturity, many rice grains are shatters. The panicles breaks may be infested by rice ear cutting caterpillar and birds. When the rice is brown about 80% rice grains, that time you become upper portion become hard and the panicle become hard and transplant, and 20% brown rice of the rice grain or lower part of the panicle become partially hard and transplant. That time we can cut the or harvest the rice plant, and after that that will be threshing in the on the top of the floor, or you can use machine or chatai whatever we like, and then winnowing, drying and preservation process. And then yield will be of almond for it depends the season to season, like in almond season boro season higher than almond, almond season higher than aush, but boro is again higher than almond. But the per hectare yield of HIV rice is 5 to 6 tons, and per decimal is. Next is MCQ and CQ solution. If you observe some example of board question MCQ, here you see question is Dushar is the variety of mustard, banana, jute, rice. These questions from all board 2017. The answer will be rice variety. So you have to memorize the varieties of rice. Next question, there is another example of board question which is from all board 2017. Question is rice seedling do not green after the application of urea fertilizer because of MP, TSP, gypsum, sulfur. The answer will be sulfur. Next question from 2018. Question is which insect attacks the rice plants? Middle twig becomes white and white unfilled grains found in the panicle, and the answer will be stem borer moth. Next questions from 2020, which is which insecticide to be applied when a kind of hopper sucking the juice sitting at the base of the rice plant. Answer will be diazinon 14. So this type of MCQ you can get in the board question. So you have to memorize each and every line from the topics. So if the textbook we have to underline each and every line, and you have to memorize the every point which I showed before as well. Here is some another example, some example of top ranked schools questions, which is you see these questions from Rajuk Model College, Dhaka. How many HIV rice varieties have been developed by BRRI? Here you see 70, B 72, 72, 78. The answer will be 78. Next question from Biam Laboratory School and College, Nauga. Question is which insect infest at the middle milk stage of rice? The answer is rice bug. Next questions from Cantonment English School and College, Chittagong. The question is symptoms of infestation of rice bug. Number 1, infest rice grain at milk stage. Stink is found, no tillers, but this is the answer will be number 1 and 2. Next question from Rajshahi Cantonment Public School and College. The question is which one is the cause of rice Tungu disease? Number 1 is bacteria, virus, fungus, protozoa. The answer will be virus. So this type of MCQ you can get in your board or exam. So you have to be underline each and every line from the whole topic and memorize this for MCQ. Now some example of and solution of creative questions. First question is, if you see here is one insects, figure number O, another one is figure number B. This is the stamp of the question, and this one is another figure number C. So this is the stamp of a creative question. The first question is what is HYV rice? Second question is what do you mean by sprouting of rice seed? Explain. Always remember that in creative question A and B doesn't matter. These two question is related to the stem. If that is not related to the stem, doesn't matter. So you have to answer the question. Next question is identify the insect of figure A. You have to identify the insect figure A and B and describe their infestation symptoms. So next question is identify the figure C and describe the method of its preparation. So what will be the answer? Number one, HYV. What is HYV rice? So if you see page number 107, here is HYV rice means high yielding varieties of rice. Simple, for 1 marks. Question. Next two, what do you mean by sprouting of rice seed? Explain. You can get this question answer from 108 number page at the bottom, where the point is seed treatment and seed sprouting, and the second para of page first para of 109 for seed sprouting is for sprouting seeds. 2 to 3 layers of straw are made on the bamboo basket or drum. That means then the way of germinating the seed is called seed sprouting. So you can get the process of seed sprouting on page number 109, which I already explained today earlier in this lecture. Next question is identify the insects of figure A and figure B. So the first one will be Stambora moth and second one is Stambora ricespa. So you can get this answer, question answer, page number 113. The figure is 113 and the symptom will be page number 114. Next question is identify the figure C. So you can get this question answer, page number your textbook 109. This is the ideal seed bed of rice cultivation, and the description of this seed beds you can get. This is the dry seed bed or might be wet seed bed, so you have to explain the dry and wet seed bed as well for 4 marks. So this type of creative questions you can get from you can get in the your final exam. Here is the another example of creative question. This is the stem, which is rice is the main food of the people of Bangladesh. That is why rice cultivation and production is the most. The desired result are not achieved due to not knowing some general principles of proper disease or pest management and fertilizer application. Tungu disease is one of the major harmful diseases of rice. So the question is, what is modern rice? Explain the irrigation process of rice cultivation. Describe the disease mentioned in the stem. And last question is, analyze what principles should be followed in the application of fertilizer. So first one is answer, what is modern rice? You can get page number 107 at the bottom. Here you see the answer will be, when necessary, special characters such as tolerance of pest, shorter life cycle, fine rice grain, tolerance to drought, salinity and submergence, etc. are manipulated in the HOB rice, then it is known as modern rice. This is answer for question number A for 1 mark. Next question is, explain the irrigation process of rice cultivation. You can get this answer, page number your textbook 112 at the bottom, where you see cultural operation, which is irrigation. Next is describe the disease mentioned in the stem. The disease here is Tungu disease. So you can get this answer, page number 115, where you can see one table, and the second number of the table you see the Tungu disease causes, symptoms and control measures. So you have to explain 3 points. Next one is analyze what principles should be followed in the application of fertilizer. For this question your answer will be page number 112 and 11. Here you see the fertilizer management. You have to explain all management, doses and the general rules for fertilizer application. So this type of questions you can get from this section in the final exam.
My dear students, thank you very much for watching today's online lecture. If you got any problem, contact your subject teacher. They must help you, and stay safe and stay home. Thank you very much.